The objective of the composite functions lesson is to, first of all, learn what a composite function is and then be able to evaluate it. Okay, a composite function is one function put inside the other. So you probably haven't seen anything since geometry with this, but let me just give you an idea of what it looks like. It might be something like this. And it's not golf, it's g of f, or it could look something like this or this. And what it's saying is G following F, or F inside G. Do F first, G is second. It all means the same thing. So first we'll talk about how to evaluate a given point and then how to deal with the whole function. So here's a couple of things you got to realize. If F is first, you actually deal with F at the end. Okay, so if it says f of g of 4, you want to work inside out. So let's just look at this. G of negative 4 first. All right, well, the g function is over here, x squared minus 1. So g of negative 4 means plug in a negative 4 wherever there's an x. Okay, let's do the work. Negative 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. So g of negative 4 is 15. So we kind of done the inside. So now we have to do f of, remember this answer was 15? So now what's the f function? The f function is the square root of x. So I'm going to plug a 15 wherever there's an x. So I'm going to write square root of 15. And then can I reduce the square root of 15? Nope. So then I write it this way, using the correct notation, that f of g of negative 4 is the square root of 15. Now let's move on to this one where it's not just a single point or a single number, it's an actual function inside of another function. These get a little bit more complicated. Alright, so let's look at the f function first again. The inside function first. And the f function is the square root of x. Now normally at this time I would say, okay, can you reduce that? Because if you can reduce something, you need to do it now. Nope. So now we're going to go into the next function, the g function. Remember, that's the outside one that you deal with last. All right, now I'm going to go back here and talk about this one and how it's going to apply to this one. You notice how when you got done doing the first one, the inside function, we took that answer and that's what we plugged in wherever there was an x. Let's go to our outside function right here. And now what we're going to do is the same thing we did there. We're going to take this, goes into here, which then ultimately will go into here. G of, remember we're going to plug this into here. And really all this is telling me is what I'm about to do. The beginning part is just kind of like notation. Now what I'm actually going to do is over here, wherever there's an x. So what I did here is I just kind of ignored the x and wrote down everything else in the problem. Wherever there's an x, I'm going to plug this here in its spot. And so g of the square root of x would be, well, what is the square root of x squared? Remember, a square root and a square cancel. I just get x. And so my final answer of g of f of x is x minus 1. Now those get a little complicated, so sometimes I'll do different colors that may help.